Now to the roundtable. On my right, but always political left, Ogie Overman, the great broadcaster and journalist. We held over David Daggett from his previous segment as we talked about the great things going on at the YMCA and how he supports them. And Keith Granberry, founder of Helping Hands Consultants. Guys, New York City just passed a law that will allow non-citizens who are here legally to vote. You okay with that? And would you like to see Triad cities do the same thing, Ogie?
I'm not horrified by it, but there's some little voice inside that says kind of should be citizens.
That you ought to be citizen. David Daggett.
Yeah, I think you need to be citizens. Further, that will end up in the courts. I'm not sure that's constitutional.
Keith,
the word legal. If
well,
you're legal
legally,
and you're paying taxes, you should be able to vote.
Even if you're not a citizen.
Absolutely.
All right. Nevada has become the first state to impose a surcharge on health premiums for unvaccinated state employees. Under that law, workers who refuse to be vaccinated will pay about $55 a month extra for their health care premiums. Would you like to see that policy enacted here in North Carolina, Ogie?
I'd like to see it enacted in every state in the union. Absolutely. We've got to get tough with these idiots that won't get the shot.
Because now we're, going to the, the
Here we go again. It's not going away, Jim.
Yeah. David Daggett, a surcharge on health care premiums?
Yeah, it's an actuarial formula. We do that with smokers. We do it with people with other underlying diseases, conditions, sensibilities. Absolutely, we should do it with vaccination also. It's an actuarial formula. They can do the math on it, and yes, we should do it.
And the states Nevada's imposed this, but what you're saying too is it could come to the point where the insurance companies themselves treat unvaccinated people like they do smokers.
If they don't do that, we're then paying for the health care of the people who choose not to be vaccinated.
Keith, you think?
Well, I understand the issues. I still think that unless it's mandated by law, you shouldn't be doing surcharges with people if they don't get vaccinated.
So you want to see the federal mandate go through and
then...
Yeah,
federal mandate then, but I don't think you should do it before that.
All right. The City Council of Charlottesville has voted to donate its controversial statue of Robert E. Lee to the African American Heritage Center, who plans to melt it down and create new art from it. Remember when the Nazis and all that marched around there and then they got rid of the statue and took it down? Everybody sort of thought the statue was like other statues, were going to be moved to another museum or some appropriate place. But they're going to melt it down. Now, guys, shouldn't the statue have been preserved as art and just moved to an appropriate venue, Ogie?
Well, if it were the only one, but see, a lot of those statues were cookie cutter from the same mold back in the 20s. It wasn't right after the Civil War. It was during Jim Crow and the Klan was running things.
Early 1900s.
Yeah, it's not the only or last one.
It's still a piece of art. Do you think it should be melted down or what?
Well, I agree with Ogie, but for a different reason. There's different decision-making policies for different places and different times. You brought up the Nazis. An example of that, and I don't know if this is a fair analogy or not, and I really don't like bringing it up, but some concentration camps have been preserved so that you don't forget and we can remember the atrocities so that we don't repeat them. Others were destroyed and are not there anymore. Different time, different places, different influences from the surrounding area. So I think that locale needs to make their specific decisions.
Keith, the African American Heritage Center wants to melt down the Robert E. Lee statue and make new art from it that's more diverse. What do you think?
I think they should. I don't think that we need to preserve statues that show us or tell us the atrocities that were committed during slavery. And if Robert E. Lee would have been successful, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you today. So I don't think we need to see a statue to tell me that what the atrocities were done to us needs to be preserved. I think it needs to go.
All right, very quickly, don't want to spend a lot of time on this one, but the Coast Guard, a former cadet at the Coast Guard, is suing the Coast Guard for expelling him because he and his girlfriend had a baby, which is against the rules if you're enrolled. Very quickly, it's a taxpayer-funded place. Quickly, Ogie, should he be expelled or not?
No, I side with the guy. Believe it or not, I wanted to go to the Coast Guard Academy. I really did. But yeah, I mean, they're in there 5 years, and by the time I get out, they're 22,
so
23. Yeah.
Up or down on this?
They know the expectations going in very, very well. They sign an agreement. He knew the rules. Those are the rules.
Or not, Keith?
I think he needs to be expelled. Yeah, absolutely.
He does?
Yeah,
Keith and I agree.
Yeah, we agree.
All right, there's a shortage of substitute teachers in our area. So the Winston-Salem and Forsyth County schools have now narrowed the guidelines for qualifications. You don't even have to have a college degree or college courses to be a substitute in the school system. You okay with that, Ogie?
Yeah, I've said before, they don't really even vet you, actually, anyway, already. But they're not doing any teaching. They're really there to enforce order. What they need is big, strong male subs to keep the kids from going crazy.
Yeah, David, what do you think?
I agree with Ogie, but for a different reason, again, is we're dealing with a unique time and unique pressures in education. We need to open the gates a little wider to solve a current problem. When that current problem's gone, you narrow the gates a little tighter again.
Keith, are you okay with substitutes not having any college degree?
No, I think they should have at least an associate degree because they're in there to teach. And if you're substituting, the kids still need to learn. So I think they should have an associate degree. And I think there are enough people out here who have those to teach these young kids.
All right, finally, KFC is selling holiday fire logs that are scented to smell like fried chicken. Guys, would you buy a fire log that smells like fried chicken, Ogie?
No, not even. Not
don't
even.
wanna do
I would
that?
never think of that.
David,
Yeah, I would. That's what I was going to give Ogie for Christmas.
You were gonna give him-
And I was going to go over to his house.
He doesn't want that.
Yeah, it's a double win.
Keith, what do you think? They don't like it. You want a fire that smells like chicken?
I thought you had some cologne on that smelled like fried chicken. Was that fried chicken or was that your cologne?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny that this is our last show of the year because it's Keith's final show ever. Well, anyway, that's all the time we have. Oh, except for this. In honor of the recent National Brownie Day, a Massachusetts company baked an 850-pound brownie made of marijuana. They asked one customer, said, "What do you think of an 850-pound brownie?" And he said, "It's heavy, man." I don't know what that means. I'm not sure what that means. All right, Roundtable will be back on January 8th. We have the Senate candidates between now and then. Everybody have happy holidays. We'll see you then.